Okay. I got you, Jesse. We'll do your review, I guess. What a kind of a weird car to get. We get a lot of, like, RCR cars, honestly. Specifically in the Xfinity series. Sorry, the O'Reilly. This, you know what? No, I'm not saying that. This is an Xfinity series car, so I'm calling it Xfinity series. I'm calling it for as long as I can. This is an Xfinity car, and we're going to review it. Specifically, Jesse loves number 2, Whelen, National Fallen Firefighters Foundation car that he ran probably at a couple races back in 2024, but also in 2025. It's also a nice little tribute sticker right there, which is awesome. Take a look at the back here if you just want to see which other diecasts were available in this first wave. Notably, this Butterbean truck. That would be a great one to get. I think I have most of these, or the 88 plain, just regular WeatherTech car. Those are probably 2 I really need. The rest I don't care about because I basically have now, except for this Trix, which I could have gotten, I just didn't. Anyways, let's open this baby up. So here is the diecast out of the box. It looks pretty solid, but it's kind of weird to be a Whelen car. It feels like an odd kind of group. I don't know what else Whelen does other than make the caution lights. I couldn't tell you what else they do, honestly. I would assume they just do kind of like safety light stuff. So I guess it makes sense to be sponsored by the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation. But who knows? It was a nice tribute car to run. I know for sure they ran this in 2024 at Daytona in the summer race. And I think he ran this a couple times last season as well. The specific races it ran in, I'm not sure about, but I think it's also very similar between the 2 years. So if you're a fan of Jesse Love, you only need the one car. I think only this one has been produced, though. Take a couple of looks at this car. We'll take a look at the sponsors and take a deeper dive into it. On the front hood, you have the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation logo, a bunch of stars. Looks very nice. I also love the lines on this. I think the lines work very nicely with it. I almost wish they were straight, although. Maybe. I think they're straight right here, but they don't also fall through to the rest of the car. Anyways, on the front nose, you got the Chevy Camaro number 2. I don't know what that logo that is. That's an RCR logo. And we're going to have camera focusing issues, aren't we? ARP, Sunoco, Goodyear, NASCAR, Xfinity series. The case sponsor that I can never understand. Cosmetico, Sunoco Rookie of the Year contender for 2024. Whatever that logo is. The number 2, the National Fallen Firefighters Foundation logo again there. Whelen, Sam Sarah. What a beautiful system. Unlike Tremble. Jesse Love up there. South Point, still sponsored, which is odd for RCR. And then on the rear of the C-pillar, you have is that the Home Smiles logo? I think it is. Rear end, I guess American Ethanol, I should say. Rear end, you have the very small rookie stripes. Okuma, Whelen, number 2, Chevrolet, the Ingar camo placement. I would assume this is a list of all the fallen firefighters. Unfortunately, it's pretty, the NFFF roll of honor? Okay. Why is it roll? I think it'd be Hall, isn't it? Hall of Honor? Roll of Honor? I don't know. Anyways, a big list there. Unfortunately, I don't think you'd be able to read that. Let me just do it with my eyes real quick. You would need like not a microscope, not binoculars. What's the word? Magnifying glass. There we go. To find the specific name you're looking for on the car. I think the 124 hopefully was produced for this car. If that's the case, then it's probably available to see there. Number 2, and Whelen's also on the top, on the roof. It's not a bad car, though. I personally prefer the normal Whelen car, which I can't find. I think I could have gotten it back in, I want to say 2023 in Michigan. And I didn't because I, kind of at that time, or like a year and a half before that, I bought the Myatt Snyder Tax Layer car. And I was like, oh, these cars are pretty similar. It doesn't matter. Really was wrong. That's a big mistake on my part. Either I got to find a Creed version or the 2024 Whelen car I think was produced for Jesse Love. It's kind of weird that he's an Xfinity Series champion now. Is that weird? It feels like it's weird to say that. It should be Connor's Village, 100%. Connor was robbed. No way about it. Jesse's got 3 wins in his career. He got Dega. We'll review that car later on. I have that one ready to be taken out of the box. And then he got Daytona and Phoenix last year. The first and last race. Very Tyler Reddick-esque from, what was that, 2018? Except he did that in a JRM car and then went to RCR. Jesse won those 2 races. Won the first in opening first and last race of the season with RCR and then return to RCR. So Jesse Love will be winning the championship again. I should have put money on it. Otherwise, it's a nice car to have, and it's a nice tribute. I do kind of like when Lando does these tribute diecasts in the Authentics ways, because it is important to have. I obviously don't think as a Canadian firefighters are a part of that. Maybe they are, but I don't think they are. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but it is still nice to have. I love the stars on this one. With certain political diecast, maybe the stars don't work. I wouldn't consider this one I don't think I would consider this a political diecast, right? I think I'd call this more of a foundational diecast. So that's cool. Other notes are like some sponsors here that we have, like the South Point and Akuma. Those are sponsors that used to be on RCR cars and obviously aren't anymore. So it's interesting to see those ones still come up as an associate sponsor, but never actually, fund a Cup Series race for one of those cars. I don't remember South Point actually being on an RCR car though since like 2016. I think that's when Brendan Gaughan raced an RCR car in the 62 or whatever, but I think, he was still, whatever, was it Gaunt? No, is it Gaunt Brothers? What that 62 team was? No. What's the 62 team called? Gaunt Brothers was the 96. The 62 still runs. What is this team called? Why am I not able to think about this? Crap. I shouldn't be blank. I was just at the racetrack with this car. I saw it and with my own eyes, not qualify. Damn, why am I'm about to Google this at some point, but this is actually embarrassing. I'm blanking on this. Anyways, the Okuma car also I don't think has ran since Tyler Reddick was it. Hi Sonic. Was since Tyler Reddick's been in the 8 car, probably 2020 for sure. I think I remember him running the night race at Daytona with that, and then maybe a 2021 event. But other than that, I haven't seen those sponsors on the track much. But it's nice to still see that they are a part of Richard Childress. Otherwise, though, that's about all I've got. Gotta find an actual Whelen car at some point. I'm gonna find every single one except for the actual Whelen car. Kinda sucks. Anyways, that's all I got. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. And I'll see you next one. Goodbye.